In the year 2001, the Kenya Prison Service introduced an open-door policy which allowed oversight bodies to check on what was happening in prisons with intentions of pushing for reforms to improve prison conditions in Kenya. This was followed by the Kenya Prisons Department organizing for a roundtable conference October 2001. Among the key recommendations of the conference were recongesting prisons, improving conditions in prisons in terms of diet, bedding, clothing, health, recreation, and sanitation. In our continued series, Prison Diaries, today we meet with Mzee David Ngare Muredi. He is 71 years old and one of the oldest inmates in Kamiti Maximum Prison. He was arrested in 2004 and convicted to face the hangman noose in 2005. That's a total of 14 years behind bars.
I was convicted on the 23rd of March 2005. I was convicted and sentenced to suffer death. So I was transferred from the remand blocks to the condemned blocks. Here we normally call them condemned blocks because once you have been condemned, we like to call it condemned. So 2005, 23rd March, I moved from F block to G block. That is where condemned inmates were being held. So I went there we were about 700, over 700.
For a former retired assistant chief working in the government, arrested and convicted of robbery with violence, and being remanded to Kamiti Maximum Prison, one of the most feared prisons at that time, was a wrecking experience as he maintains his innocence that he was in the wrong place.
Before imprisonment, I had retired from government services as an assistant chief in Kirinyaga. So after retirement, I came to Nairobi to do business, and I was dealing with the serious. Until that time when it so happened that I was arrested and charged with robbery with violence, which up to now I still say it was framed up.
Ngare was convicted to die, but the orders of the former President Mwai Kibaki of suspending death penalty favored him and fellow inmates. Further, the introduction of open-door policy was a new set of life where inmates moved from being punished to being rehabilitated.
Here we are sitting now is for the food-oriented commodities. One is yogurt, which we normally pack in these bottles. The other one is marmalade. We have jars for packing marmalade. There's some jars. There's some here. So we also make, from oranges we make marmalade and natural orange juice. Then from pawpaws we make pawpaw jam. You can also make pawpaw jam and marmalade. Then we make cordial juice. Cordial juice is made out of chemicals alone. I have several of them here. Then we make cakes. We also make sweets. We make tomato sauce. See? So here we make 8 different food-oriented commodities.
The open-door policy allowed oversight bodies to monitor on what was happening in prisons with the intention of pushing for reforms to improve prison conditions in Kenya. It also allowed NGOs to collaborate with prisons in different vocational trainings and also giving donations. Ngare was trained as a firefighter, a first aider, and making goodies.
First aid, firefighting, then we have entrepreneurship. Small home industry-oriented entrepreneurship is one of our objectives. And for this, we were able to get Road Kenya. Road Kenya are stationed at Ruiru.
Most people would rather choose to keep training skills to themselves, but Ngare has been on the forefront and he is currently the chairman of Prisoners Rehabilitation Group. He has his office and from here, he trains other prisoners in matters first aid and firefighting. He is the representative of St. John Ambulance.
I have been able to train for this country lifesavers, 600 lifesavers. On firefighting, the ones who have certificates are 64. That is when we had a donor who paid for us at the ICT. They came in and were able to examine 64. No, there were about 90, but 64 qualified.
Ngare, from his trainings, has learned to make quite a number of products, from soaps to detergents, yogurts to sweets, hair shampoo and many others. We take a look at some of the few and we are impressed. He shows us some preparation tricks, and from the look of things, this is an old man with excellent wisdom.
Our products are used inside here. As you can see, we are almost 2,000 inmates. It was hectic because as an old man, you cannot imagine sharing a bathroom with these young boys. Using toilets which are not, there are no doors. No doors. Eating food which is you are not used to. Lying on the floor. Those days, actually, it's better these days that there are enough mattresses, enough blankets, there is better food, Those days, things were very bad. So even if I get out here, I'll have the chance and I'll have now the obligation to educate people on the disadvantages of crime. Yeah, people should keep off crime, kabisa. There are so many things one can do.
Unlike other prisoners who just sit and wait for their date of release, Ngare has beaten odds to become one of the oldest inmates in Kenya to participate in economic activities that generate income for him, the other inmates, prisons, and Kenya in general, as he waits for that day that he will be released from prison to create more employment for Kenyans. Mariana Muli for Prison Diaries.